G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in up the north of the map, we've got Beastie QT who's playing the Rus and his opponent who spawns on the opposite side of the map. We've got Casva who is playing in the color yellow here, not actually playing in the color red, and he is playing the Rus as well. Now I know a lot of you guys might be rolling your eyes and saying, oh Drongo, you just uploaded a HRE mirror that went for an hour. We don't want to see a Rus mirror that goes for an hour. Well, look, I'll do my best to explain it. So if you haven't watched the game that happened before this, this is part of a series. So we're watching Beastie QT play against Casva, and the person who wins between these two guys is actually going to be paid for, or is going to be getting a ticket to fly into Germany, and he's going to be able to participate at N4C's LAN offline event. And the reason why. Sorry, I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, and so what's going to be happening is with this game, the victor in this game or in this series is going to be able to go through to that already. And it means that this is potentially worth $100,000 to somebody. So it's pretty big. Now, let's talk a little bit about this map and let's talk about this matchup. Especially, let's talk about why this game is potentially going to, or why we're seeing a mirror here. So if you watch this series, you will know that the previous game before this was Holy Roman Empire versus Holy Roman Empire. Now, there's a little bit of a rock, paper, scissors when it comes to water civilizations. Holy Roman Empire loses to the French because the French have stronger ships, and they're fast enough to keep up with the Holy Roman Empire ships and be very strong. The French, though, they lose to the Rus because the Rus ships are very fast and nimble and they shoot fast and they can just overwhelm them very quickly. They can also escape from them very quickly. But the Holy Roman Empire counter the Rus because the Holy Roman Empire, their ships are fast enough, well, not necessarily fast enough to keep up with the Rus, but they're sort of fast enough that it's not an issue. And so we've fallen into this little bit of an awkward spot where we've got both players who have used Holy Roman Empire, and it means that they've only got one of two options left on this map. That is the French or the Rus. Now, if you pick the French, well, what if your opponent picks the Rus? Then you just lose the matchup already. It's like, what if I told you we've got rock, paper, scissors, okay? Well, we both used rock, so you've got scissors and paper left. Do you want to go with scissors, or do you want to go with paper? Well, of course you're going to go with scissors, and that's exactly what both of these players are doing. They're both going with scissors, and both going with the Rus here today. So this is, it's going to be shaping up, Rus, this matchup is a very cutthroat matchup. I will say that. I played this one quite a fair bit, and so it can really come down to just your sort of early harassment and your early build order. So we already see just the double scout coming out here for Beastie. You can see he's gathered up 160 bounty already. 155 over for Casva, so very, very similar numbers here. But Casva going for a one scout opening. What was that? I don't know what that was. Just going for a one scout opening. And at the moment, it looks like with an opening like this, that they're both going to be pretty tight. But it really just comes down to, in this matchup, the sorts of fights that you have at Age 1. Because you can lose the entire game in the blink of an eye when it comes to this. And speaking of blinks of the eye, look how many villagers right now are dropping down the landmark for Casva. Are you guys seeing this? He's got something in his mind. He knows. Now, keep in mind, this is a home map for Casva. So, he is absolutely prepared. A Kremlin coming down for Beastie. This is interesting. I don't know how I feel about the Kremlin. I definitely like the Golden Gate, but the thing for me is like the fact that these guys are using so many villagers to age up. I guess it makes sense because it's a little bit of a late age up. But the big thing for me is just like the Kremlin isn't going to offer the same utility that something like this is going to offer. This is concerning. This is concerning. This is good game before it even begins. So now he's upgrading his boats. So you can see he's got 1, 2. These 3 going back. These 2 moving forward. You can see what Casva's doing behind this. He's already done the trades. Beastie, on the other hand, he knows he needs to get up to the next age. He doesn't have a lot of resources left in the bank. He's dropped off all of his fish. He's running them away. He's got 7 fishing boats at this point in time. He realizes he might be in trouble. The attack ships are coming out. They're looking to chase it down. You can see he's actually converted over a whole bunch of them, but he's going to be losing out his boats before they even get the chance to turn because he's aged up a little bit later than his opponent. Just a few seconds difference. And good game gets called. He taps out straight away. Casper comes in with the third game victory and manages to come back in. It's a 2-1 turnaround, a 5-minute matchup. That was quick, ladies and gentlemen. What a game. So really, it just comes down. I mean, we can do a little bit of a review on that and talk about why that is such a cutthroat matchup. But really, it just simply comes down to the fact that Casper aged up that much earlier than his opponent. He finds the fishing boats and he's able to kill them before they can convert. And look, Beastie, a lot of you guys might be thinking, well, why didn't Beastie just stay in the game? Like, the game's not over at this point, right? Like, he could have stayed in the game. He could have, gone for a second town center. Well, yeah, he could have. He could have done those things. But you need to remember, these guys are at such a level where even the smallest of mistakes can mean that they lose the game. So when you've got a significant disadvantage like that, it's almost impossible to overcome. And it just makes sense when you're playing in a tournament like this. You just got to sort of relieve yourself, not necessarily relieve yourself, but you've just got to sort of disassociate yourself from that game and be like, all right, that game happened. That's okay. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to go on to the next game. And so I think that's probably what Beastie's done. He said, you know what? You got me. You beat me. Let's go. Good game. Go next. That sort of thing. So that's essentially what's happened. So if you're watching this on YouTube, a short video, but that takes the game or the series up to 2-1. So I hope you're looking forward to the next game. I know I am, because it's going to be Beastie's home map, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings out. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one.